not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country.
However, but imagine being so bigoted that you think I don't like this music, so it's un-American.
Right. Well, I don't think
I don't think Bad Bunny set himself up for
I respect him for his hustle and his music, but it seems like there's a little bit of a DEI hire there going on,
And to your point, there were a lot of people who did leave and didn't watch. They watched Kid Rock, which was also something that was happening at the time. They competed really well, I think, given it was a YouTube-only event. And Kid Rock was
DEI on the table, right? If this is about merit, I mean, Jay-Z and his career runs laps around Kid Rock.
Oh, yeah.
So what are we even talking about here?
Bad Bunny set himself up for success, though. He tainted his future performance by his anti-ICE activism that nobody asked for.
Hello, everybody. Guys, this is incredible. I couldn't believe it. We got the MAGA monster on the panel, along with the rejected Hanson brother. Let's get into this segment, and we'll talk about it.
From superstar rapper Bad Bunny. For weeks, conservatives complained about the choice of Bad Bunny as the performer, and President Trump predictably says he was not impressed. He called it, quote, absolutely terrible, one of the worst ever, and an affront to American greatness. But you didn't hear Bad Bunny mention ICE. He didn't mention immigration. Instead, he celebrated his Puerto Rican roots. And he ended the show by marching out to a parade of flags with these words on the big screen. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Now, before spiking the football at the end, with these 4 words emblazoned on it, it said, together we are America. Well, heartwarming, right? I don't know. I mean, I guess this whole thing has been perplexing to me. I mean, conservatives, I'm sure they don't like a lot of the halftime performers, but popular music is popular music. And if you don't like it, just go watch something else.
Yeah,
don't complain about it.
Plenty of things you could be doing instead. I didn't find it super objectionable in comparison to previous halftime shows. It was pretty much equal level of outrage, except there wasn't any outrage, if you want to call, provocative dancing. That was probably the maximum that you could really muster. As far as the America is not great criticism from Trump, maybe he took the Bad Bunny line about, everything is America, or, God bless America, and then he lists like all of the Latin American and Central American countries. But honestly, I don't think that's objectionable either, because I think what that is just a unifying message. And I think most Americans just took it at its artistic performance value, which was family friendly, actually family focused.
There was a wedding that happened.
All the biggest performers in the world. 3 of the top 10 songs.
Good job, Hanson brother, for not being such a crybaby snowflake every effing chance.
Are his. He's an incredible international performer. America. He's a part of America, right? He's Puerto Rican. He's a part of America. This was an opportunity to introduce that part of the culture to a lot of people who never saw it before. I think he did it in a phenomenal way. He made sure the background of Puerto Rico was displayed. It was a chance for us to learn about America and our fellow Americans, and there really should be no controversy.
I mean, first of all, it was really just a fantastic show.
Oh, I mean, so happy.
It was like watching a movie set, as he moved through the entire show. But we also are having all of this anxiety about whether or not it was American. We've had U2, we've had Celine Dion, we've had Coldplay. We've had a lot of international acts with people who literally were not Americans, and nobody cared.
I think 2 things are true at the same time. Number one, I think the conservatives, some of whom are saying this was the worst thing in the world, including the president, I completely disagree. It wasn't the worst thing. It's also not the best Super Bowl halftime show we've ever seen. Some of the praise of it has been over the top to also make political points. And, to your point, there were a lot of people who did leave and didn't watch. They watched Kid Rock, which was also something that was happening at the time. They competed really well, I think, given it was a YouTube-only event. And Kid Rock was mocked, and conservatives were mocked for doing that. So they did do what you said.
And it was bad lip syncing.
Only because it was it was kind of like.
And it did not perform well. It performed worse than the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl? It was just you guys crying again. Always with the bitching and whining about things that just doesn't affect you. Why does this bother you so much? Why does it hurt your racist little heart so much? A Hispanic performed at the Super Bowl? I just find it the most pathetic thing ever. These Republicans, that's just how they are. Republicans or conservatives, they're so fragile. These people are just effing crybabies. Every Super Bowl they do this crap. everyone. Because they just can't stand the fact, guys, that the culture isn't MAGA. Isn't a bunch of loser, reject bigots. Like, what did you idiots think, that the Super Bowl would want Kid Rock to perform? That crackhead? Get the F out of here. And guys, Megyn Kelly's flat ass is out here crying that, actually, Papi, hit that track.
This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. The two that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football. And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American.
Latino. Like, guys, do these people think that Hispanics go around doing that? Like, she's such an effing racist idiot. She goes on to say that it's a slap in the face of the American people that you have this Spanish singer. Oh, the travesty. Guys, step back about all of this. Is whining? This is just whining because an Hispanic guy performed at the Super Bowl, an American, because he's Puerto Rican? And now, guys, she was talking about they're taking over our country. We're not going to let it happen here. Because of this one performance. It's so amazing to me. Hey, Megyn Kelly, if you don't like it, you conservatives don't like it, what's happening in here in this country, go back to your home country. In Europe somewhere. Gringa, pendeja, cabrona. I don't think they'd want you, but you can try. Not with that flat ass.
It was a response.
The conservatives didn't have an artist that maybe they liked, so instead of just saying, "Okay, not our day, let's go do something else," there's a lot of insulting happening of the Super Bowl. Jake Paul says, "Turn off this halftime show." Or a fake American citizen performing who publicly hates America. I cannot support that. Kid Rock. This is today. Here's what he said about the Super Bowl halftime production.
Nothing against Jay-Z. I respect him for his hustle and his music, but it seems like there's a little bit of a DEI hire there going on,
Amazing.
I don't know. I mean, that's the stuff.
And that's it can't be about his music.
I mean, if you want to put DEI on the table, right? If this is about merit, I mean, Jay-Z and his career runs laps around Kid Rock.
Oh, yeah.
So what are we even talking about here?
And even
it seems like cultural resentment. And it doesn't seem necessary.
It's the reactionary culture that I think is so insufferable to so many Americans. And if you want to really take the Kid Rock lyrics, you want to take the Bad Bunny lyrics, I mean, come on, it's like a whole nother level. And that's coming from a conservative who's like, this is outrageously
there was a
vulgar.
piece of Kid Rock's lyric where he's talking about underage girls that was highlighted a couple days ago.
And the thing about...
Oh, come on, he's a Republican. They love the underage girls. We all know that. And try to make excuses like Megyn Kelly. Well, at least she's not 5 years old.
You didn't have to speak Spanish to know what he was saying, right? And it was so joyful. It was so upbeat. It was so young kids and people getting married and, iconic.
But even if it wasn't, you don't like the music.
I didn't know what he was saying. I didn't hate the performance.
Even if it wasn't, you don't like the music, it doesn't make it un-American. No. One, America doesn't have a national language, right? And so if he spoke Spanish, he spoke Spanish. He's Puerto Rican, they speak Spanish and Puerto Rican.
It should be
But imagine being so bigoted that you think, I don't like this music, so it's un-American.
Right. Well, I don't think Bad Bunny set himself up for success, though. He tainted his future performance by his anti-ICE activism that nobody asked for.
Or he elevated his stature.
He set himself up for success by being the top-selling artist right now in the world. He has 3 songs in the top 10.
But that's why so many Americans, I think, tuned out. They tuned out because they anticipated an anti-law enforcement screed when they would have just wanted a performance, which didn't happen. You're right, but that's why you don't use that stage for that.
Hatred of him.
And they had
great
Kid
Rock just did an anti-woke screed, right? When they had the conversation.
And he's getting criticized by the left for it.
Because the artists ought to be able to say what they want.
Both are cringe. What do you mean by
that? I think the left has had control over entertainment for a while, and we just haven't seen conservative values at this, exposed to the same level. We just haven't. And part of that is outside of country music, you don't have a whole lot of outspoken conservatives in media. We just don't have in entertainment media. We don't.
But isn't that like if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose.
No,
like,
I think it's.
If conservatives are not as successful as liberals, that's just the market.
Well, no, I think what we've heard.
You don't think that's the market?
No, I don't, because I think what we've heard from a lot of folks who finally came out and said, "I'm not comfortable speaking out as a conservative," and I think we have going on right now with Nicki Minaj, who's getting attacked over this very issue.
Most artists don't speak out about politics. They're successful on their fandom, on whether people love their music, whether they are producing things that are good.
But
so I mean, I don't believe that any artist should be judged on their politics, but if it is in fact that right-leaning artists are just simply not producing the art that people want to consume, isn't that just merit?
No, because whether or not someone feels comfortable speaking out in favor of their conservative values.
I'm talking about putting aside their political views, just straight up on the music, on the art, on the acting.
But do you think that there is closer to a 50-50 in artists who are conservative versus liberals, or do you think they're
No, you're missing the point. Bad Bunny wasn't chosen because of his politics. He was chosen because he's a good artist. He just happened to have views you don't agree with.
Oh, 100%.
That's nothing to do with it.
Yes, I'm not. No one here is
so you acknowledge he's talented, right?
I don't think he was chosen for his politics necessarily.
Oh, shut up. These people just are effing crybaby bigots. That's what this is all about. It's simple. You guys suck. You're not talented in the arts. In fact, you guys attack and despise the arts. This is why you're probably no good at it. One must have an appreciation of different kinds of music, I presume, to be a good artist. Yourself, right? This is the kind of thinking. You dumbasses are too worried about people's skin color, what language they're speaking. Like, it's fogging your brain. Is he Hispanic or whatever? Like, instead of just listening. You are talentless losers, blinded by so much nonsense bigotry that you're not able to think properly. Your brain is like a hard drive. It has a certain amount of, almost like the internet, has a certain amount of bandwidth. It only has so much space. Conservatives' brains are just occupied with hate for everyone. Hate and conspiracy, just garbage. It's hard for them to become great. I'd make the argument at anything. And Abby is right. What happened to meritocracy? May the best person win. They are just jealous. It's that simple. Kid Rock? He is, by his definition, I'm going to speak about that later. He's the definition of DEI hire. A has-been that no one effing listens to. Literally no one. The only people that hire that idiot is Trump and TPUSA. Literally no one else. I don't know who the F, all these other guys that perform at TPUSA, but I've never heard of anyone listening to Kid Rock on their own. Who's listening to that idiot? You guys suck. I don't know what to tell you. You guys suck.
Do you think it was chosen in the context of the political world that we're now living in?
Chosen for the Super Bowl specifically?
Yeah, you're highlighting.
I'm talking about the fact that he is one of the most, if not the most popular musician on the planet.
Right now.
That was before he was talking about ICE, before he was talking about any of this stuff.
Yes, but they were also concurrent because he was also going after ICE. He's been going after ICE for a while.
This was before Donald Trump was president.
Yeah.
Before ICE. Bad Bunny was a massive music star globally.
Yes,
and
that has nothing to do with
the reason why he got on the attention of conservatives who expressed some reservations was because of his political stances in a context in which conservative viewpoints generally not put on display.
You're right that that's the reason that conservatives started paying attention to him. That is not the reason that he is a massive star.
Yeah,
he is a massive star.
I don't know anyone who's
You're right. The reason he was actually chosen is because Roger Goodell wants the NFL to go global and he wants to expand into the Latin America markets.
Bingo.
That's why he's chosen.
That's
capitalism.
Right.
Now you're all pro-capitalist.
That's exactly it. Instead of crying and thinking, oh, it's an attack on me, my little conservative racist heart. It's about money, baby. Like, you just hate it when it goes against you. And I wish someone would ask these people, are you starting to see at all why you guys are called bigots? It's just a constant stream of racism with you all. DEI hire. Jay-Z is a DEI hire. Ape meme about Obama's in the same week. Some of the most accomplished people. It's just, again, like, these people have nothing but bigotry to sell. to their brain-dead conservative voters. And what's funny about what Kid Rock says is a couple things. I can guarantee you guys, conservatives, Republicans, listen to Jay-Z a hell of a lot more than they ever listen to Kid Rock. God, I've never heard of anyone listening to Kid Rock on their own. Never heard it out in public. Who the F listens to this? You're comparing yourself to H to the Izzo? V to the Izzy? Diablo. Like, who listens to Kid Rock, guys? Let me know. Meth addicts, I presume. Even then, I think they prefer Jay-Z. Of all people to call a DEI hire, Jay-Z? My God. One of the best rappers of all time? One of the best artists of all time? Like, you see what I mean, guys? Even at the highest point of success, these racist pieces of shit will call you a DEI hire. How anybody can be a black and brown Republican when they think someone like Jay-Z is a DEI hire. Just like Kamala was a DEI VP. Ketanji Brown Jackson, Supreme Court Justice, like Charlie Kirk said, stole the job of a white man. How anyone of color can be a Republican? You're just a punk ass sellout. Pick me. Oh, pick me. Don't bully me. I'll help you step on my own people. Like, guys, every time they do this crap, these pundits should be asking, are you starting to see the pattern with your party and your bigotry and your effing hate and your effing crying? That might be the one that annoys me the most. Every time I watch one of these segments, these mother effers are bitching about the dumbest things. You still don't see it, that your problem got a party, your party has a problem with bigotry? Pendejos? Latino! What the fuck? Oh, God. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really helps push the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.